Welcome to Jajja Academy Lahore by Tabinda Itazaz. In this lecture, I'll discuss what is data transmission and different types of data transmission. Data transmission. The process of transferring data between two or more digital devices is called data transmission. And data can be transmitted in analog or digital format. But when we talk about digital devices, data is transferred in the form of bits. Basically, data transmission enables devices or components within devices to speak to one another or to communicate to each other. So, data transmission means transferring data from one device to another or transferring data within the components of a device. Data transmission may be external or internal. In external transmission, the data is transmitted from one device to another device. For example, laptop to mobile, or data transfer from one computer to another computer, from laptop to mobile, or from mobile to computer. So, external transmission means transferring the data between different devices. And internal transmission means communication within the parts of the same device. For example, hard disk and processor are different parts of a computer. So, data transfer from one component to another component of the same device is called internal communication. Now let's discuss different types of data transmission. There are two types of data transmission: parallel and serial transmission. The serial transmission is further divided into two types: synchronous transmission and asynchronous transmission. Let's discuss these types in detail. Parallel data transmission. In parallel data transmission, multiple data bits are transmitted over multiple channels at the same time. For example, these are multiple bits and they are being transmitted from sender device to a receiver device using multiple channels. These are multiple channels, and this channel is also known as a bus, a data bus. Inside computers, data is transferred from one component to another using parallel data transmission. For example, data transmission from hard disk to processor, or data transmission from memory to processor, and so on. Parallel data transmission is suitable for transmitting data over short distances. It is not suitable for transmitting data over long distances. A data bus with 32 lines can transfer 32 bits of data at a time. So the transmission of data from one device to another depends on the number of lines a bus contains. For example, in this diagram, there are 8 bits to be transferred from sender device to the receiver device, and the bus that is used to transmit these data bits contains 8 lines, one line dedicated for one bit, and so on. So if we use a bus with 64 lines, then 64 number of bits can be transmitted from sender to receiver at one time. Example of parallel data transmission is data transfer from computer to printer. As computer and printer usually are placed closer to each other over short distance, so parallel data transmission is used to transfer data from computer to printer. Suppose I want to transfer these bits from sender's device to the receiver device. These 8 bits are written over here. This 0 is placed here, 1 is placed here, this one here, and so on. Now these bits are traveling through these lines For example, 0 is traveling on this line, 1 here, and the next one is transferred through this line. This 0 is transferred through this line. Next 0, 0, 1 and 0. So all these bits are transferred from sender to receiver at one time or at the same time. Now let's discuss serial data transmission. In serial data transmission, one bit of data is transmitted at one time. It is also known as bit by bit transmission, and this transmission uses a single communication channel. It means data is transmitted sequentially in a sequence, and serial data transmission is suitable for long distance. Example of serial data transmission is communication through telephone lines. When we communicate through telephone lines, the data is transferred using serial data transmission, and serial data transmission is slower than parallel transmission. It is because the data is transferred bit by bit. For example, if I want to transmit this sequence of bits from sender device to receiver device, then as serial data transmission uses a single communication line, so these bits have to travel one after another. For example, this sequence of bit is traveling through this single communication channel. Serial data transmission provides reliable data transmission, and every bit reaches from source to destination in order. For example, the first 0 reaches the destination first, then second bit is transferred, then third bit is transferred, and so on. And receiver receives the bits in the same order, this one and then this one. That is why serial transmission is slower than parallel transmission. Now let's discuss different types of serial data transmission. Asynchronous transmission. Asynchronous transmission is also called start-stop transmission, and data is transmitted character by character. Character means 8 bits or 1 byte. So data is transmitted as a packet of 8 bits or 1 byte, and 2 additional bits are used with every character, with every 8 bits. These additional bits are start bit and stop bit. That is why this transmission is also known as start or stop transmission. A start bit alerts the receiver that a character is going to be transferred, and start bit is represented by 0. It is also called a space state. For example, in this diagram, this is one character, the actual data, and there are 2 additional bits. This is the start bit, the 0 bit, and at the end of this character, a stop bit is used, and stop bit is represented by 1. So with every character, 2 additional bits are used, which are called start bit and stop bit. Here you can see these are different characters which are traveling one after another, and with every character there are start and stop bit. Now what is the purpose of start and stop bit? A start bit alerts the receiver that a character is going to be transferred, and by receiving the start bit, the receiver gets ready to receive data from sender. And after receiving 8 bits of data or 1 character, when it finds the stop bit, then the receiver stops receiving. Stop bit is an indicator for the receiver that 1 character is completely sent from sender to receiver. Stop bit signals the receiver about character transfer is ended. As I told you, the stop bit is represented by 1, and this state is called mark state. And mark state indicates that communication channel is idle now. It means the sending of 1 character from sender to receiver is completed, and now the communication channel is in the mark state or in the idle state. Data is transmitted as a continuous stream of bytes, each separated by start and stop bits. Gap or interval between characters is not fixed. Notice that there is a gap between every character, and this gap or interval between characters is not fixed. It depends on the speed of sending data by sender. For example, interval between typing characters from keyboard depends on the speed of the user. So it is not fixed. Data is not saved before transmission. Examples of asynchronous data transmission are television transmission, radio transmission, and email transmission. So asynchronous data transmission is used where regular intervals between data transmission is not required. The other type of serial transmission is synchronous transmission. In the synchronous transmission, data is transmitted block by block or word by word. Each block may contain several bytes of data. This diagram represents synchronous transmission. And notice that there is no gap between blocks of data or words, and data is saved before transmission. A special hardware device, synchronized clock, is used in the synchronous transmission. As the synchronous transmission doesn't use start or stop bit, so in order to provide reliable data transmission between devices, a synchronized clock is used. Synchronized clock generates clock signals, and clock signals are used to control the transmission of data. Instead of using start or stop bits, the clock signals are used to control the transmission of data. Large volume of data can be transmitted at a time, and there is no gap between data blocks. As you see here, there is no gap between different data blocks or words. Examples of synchronous transmission are video conferencing, chatting, and telephone communication. As video conferencing or chatting or telephone communication requires more reliability, and the data transmission should be without any gap. So, synchronous transmission is used in such type of data transmission. Let's compare asynchronous transmission with synchronous transmission. In asynchronous transmission, data is transmitted character by character, and in synchronous transmission, data is transmitted block by block or word by word. In asynchronous transmission, data is not saved before transmitting, whereas data is saved before transmitting in synchronous transmission. Asynchronous transmission is slower data transmission, whereas synchronous transmission is faster data transmission. Few characters can be transmitted at a time, whereas in synchronous transmission, a large volume of data can be transmitted at the same time. There may be gaps between characters in asynchronous transmission, whereas there are no gaps between blocks or words in synchronous transmission. Asynchronous transmission uses start and stop bits to control data transmission, and synchronous transmission uses clock signals to control data transmission. Asynchronous transmission is used in large organizations, and synchronous transmission is useful in small offices. Asynchronous is a cheap transmission, and synchronous transmission is expensive. As synchronized clock, a special device is used in synchronous data transmission. Thank you for watching. For more computer science lectures for ICS Part 1 and Part 2, subscribe to my channel.